5-minute, easy-to-make cards with monochromatic colors do not have to be monotonous or boring. Choose the right papers and, of course, dies if you're a die cut crazy like me, and you and your recipient will love the results. Hello and welcome to Karen's Creative Cards on YouTube. I am Karen Hashik and I love to share the joy of card making with you by posting a new video every Monday featuring techniques, fun folds, and products you can try. In this video, I'm sharing many cards I made with tone-on-tone or monochromatic color schemes and many favorite dies. I am in love with these first few cards, and I'm going to show you how easy they are to make. The background die that I'm featuring is a new one from Holtz and Sizzix called Simple Plaid Background. So that die is on many of the cards that you're going to see. And the designer paper on all of these is a two-sided marble from Stampin' Up. All I did was to complete them was to add a few dies, and of course all the details on all these cards I share will be on my blog, and links to the blog posts and the products featured are in the description box. So I think this might be my favorite, so I'm sharing it first. As you can see, this is a marble paper, and on this side it's much brighter, and then this is beautiful. So I just cut all of the plaid backgrounds out of the darker, brighter side, put it on a piece of the other side. So again, this is all monochromatic or tone-on-tone card making, and then added a few dies. Isn't that pretty? Okay, here's another favorite. I love butterflies. I'm going to show you a card that I make with these jewel acetate butterflies from Paper Wishes, and another favorite sentiment die, and this time purple on purple. So that two-sided tone-on-tone monochromatic color scheme is, I just love it. I think anybody who got these cards would love it too. Here's an aqua blue one with again some beautiful die cuts and that same idea of tone on tone, marble on marble with a pretty butterfly. Very simple. These are 5-minute cards, and I'm going to show you how easy it is to make those. So these are the jewel butterflies from Hot Off the Press and Paper Wishes. I have them out of the packaging, of course, but let me show you. They are see-through, and they are not adhesive, so I just use a glue dot to attach them. But they add such a pretty touch, especially on these monochromatic cards. I have cut that Holtz Simple Plaid background out of the brighter side of the blues, and then this is the lighter side, and they're both marbly, so you can see, isn't that pretty? But that's really dramatic, and to put something on top of that wouldn't show all that well, but cutting it down with a die cut, it's just gorgeous. And then this is going to be on here. So and all we're going to do is glue that on and then trim it. I like to choose the thicker ones of the plaid to start with. As well as you can go, of course, the fastest with. I know I could have cut this out with a adhesive on the back, and make it into like a sticker, but it to line it up perfectly, especially with the paper, although now that I think about it, it doesn't have to be lined up perfectly because I cut that paper just a little bit bigger. That might even have saved another minute, but again, this is going to be a very quick, easy card to do. Just going to glue it on, and if I don't get it lined up perfectly, it's not going onto the actual card base, so I could trim 4 sides if I wanted to, but I don't. But it looks like I'm going to trim 3. simply gonna and there's a little bit extra on the top, not much, but a little bit that I want to get off. And in this case I am going to glue this on because I do need the top especially to be lined up perfectly. It's a top folding A2 card, and if the white shows, you know, I can't really trim it off. So then I do really like to use my glue. And of course my favorite is the, look at it, it's really wore out, Barely Art Precision, because of the fine tip and how easy it is to keep that tip clean. I'm going to try to line the top up first. This Hello is from Gina Designs, and it's one of my favorite layered dies, and I've layered it on vellum so it does stand out a little more from that background. And then I have a beautiful acetate see-through butterfly, and it's that simple. I'm going to put the butterfly on with a Zot glue dot from Therm, and it doesn't really show when you add it, when you attach it that way. And on here I'm going to aim for the blue, so the glue doesn't show through the vellum. Isn't that a cheerful hello? I think it's my favorite, and I use it a lot. So did you guys time me? I didn't set a timer, but that is a very easy, maybe 5-minute card. You know, once you do your die cutting, I can see I need to add another 10 seconds or 5 seconds to trim the bottom. There we go. Hello. And I also can see that I added a butterfly on the inside, but it's sticking out a little bit, so I'm going to cut that too. Okay. Hello. I could maybe put a gem on there, but I don't think it really needs it. That beautiful background, tone-on-tone blue, and on the inside I just used a leftover strip of that paper and another beautiful acetate butterfly, and I just love how those turned out. So wouldn't a set of these cards make a wonderful gift? Of course, you could say anything or just leave them blank. This one is left blank, so you could use it for, you know, birthday, and of course I didn't want to waste any of that paper, so I added another strip inside. Another hello card. You can make them sympathy. I just think easy, 5-minute, but certainly not monotonous or boring. So I had fun making those. But of course, you don't have to use that paper or even that die from Tim Holtz, although the most of mine have that die. This one, I had a new Tutti Designs Lily Heart panel, and I thought it would be beautiful for this tone-on-tone, and in this case I made a white wedding card, and it has those, I think those are lilies, right? I think, yeah, lily heart panel. So those are lilies in that heart. I did cut an extra one, and so it's raised a little bit, and added some pearls and this love, and I also embossed the background on that. So really pretty, easy to make love card. White on white is just gorgeous for simple, easy to make. This is that same Tim Holtz background, and with sympathy. Very, very classy, fast, easy sympathy card to make. This is another new die. I've been sharing new and exciting products on my Facebook Lives, and this is the Arch Garden Gate from Hot Off the Press at Paper Wishes, and I used that same two-tone paper from Stampin' Up! And made this yellow monochromatic card with a sticker sentiment and the birds, and I love how that turned out. And masculine cards are perfect. You know, this technique is perfect for masculine cards. This is a craft, of course, and I like adding some texture, you know, so I raised these again, and then I embossed all three of the feathers with different embossing folders, and made a really cool card that would be good for, you know, Father's Day or a birthday or whatever. And I had an extra feather, so I put that on the inside. And I'm going to make a craft masculine card with shades of brown on a textured background. Of course, I used the Tim Holtz simple plaid background again, but in this case I cut it down, so it's just going to be on the side, and I also put it on the inside. So I had two pieces, and I actually have a third that I could use for something, and I put that plaid background there, and I'm going to show you the supplies I used to make that I'm going to use to make this card. This is a new set I just got from Gina Marie Designs, and I thought it would be perfect for masculine cards. I have some little cutesy fish, but these guys are, you know, muskies or walleyes or something that a good fisherman would love to catch. And then this embossing, this 3D embossing folder is from Stampin' Up!, one of my favorites. So I like to emboss the whole card, and maybe that's crazy, but I love that there's texture here, there's texture here, and of course if we're going to sign it, I needed an inside piece, so I just did it in cream and added another fish and for you on the inside. And again, this one will be perfect for Father's Day or birthday or whatever. So we're going to start by attaching this, but I need to kind of leave the inside open a little bit, so help me remember that. So we're going to again aim for the bigger things, but I'm going to leave the inside kind of third or a quarter in there open, because I want to slide something under there. So this one can be, I usually do like 4 dots in the corners, because the corners are the most important to keep things down, and of course we want the edge to stay down, although I want this open a little bit. And this is going to be along the left side here, aiming it for the top. Pressing down to get it set. And then I have cut a fish pole out, but I did layer it on another one, because this paper that I use that is kind of, has a little bit of a pattern in it, was pretty thin. So I layered it on another piece of cardstock just to give it a little bit of weight. And that's going to go here. And I have it's a lure, right? I'm not big on fishing terms, but I think it's a lure that I'm going to hook onto here, or at least try anyway. Did I put too much? Maybe I can do it here, huh? I wanted to hook it. Supposed to slide under there, but see if I can use a pokey and get that under. If not, it's not a big deal. I probably could add a little bit of glue. All right, and then I have a net, and that's what I was going to slide under here. Keeping this all again monochromatic or tone on tone, so these are all light browns that I'm using. And then I have a nice big fish. Oh, that's right, I wanted to keep that without glue. But I can, I think, slide that under, but use some glue there. The fish, I was going to kind of have him coming out of that net like he's escaping or being caught, one of the two. And I raised it on a little bit of foam, sticky foam, that is it's just going to give it a little bit of dimension. And then I was just going to give him an eye. Which the closest color I have is kind of is pearls. Okay, if you get off my finger, that would be good. Okay, so let's see. I think the smallest size, right? Let's see. So our very simple to make tone-on-tone monochromatic masculine card is completed. We have a fishing pole and a lure and a net and a big fish there, and then of course that plaid background and that embossed background, giving it great texture, but really fun look. And then on the inside I have another of the fish and for you and a little bit more of that plaid background. These were so easy to make, but I think most guys would love this card, especially if they love the outdoors and or fishing. Card making and sharing card making ideas brings me great joy, and I love to send my cards out into the world to spread that joy. My challenge to you is to try something new and then send your handmade cards out to spread joy too. Click on the next video for more ideas you can try with dies, and be sure to come back next week for more card making joy here on Karen's Creative Cards.